Hi, my name is Paxton Hightower, and I'll be finishing my Mac next week. I sold my house this week, and I'll be moving to Oklahoma very soon. I'm very excited for that. I'll be presenting on the article titled He Blew the Whistle and Health Giants Quaked. This story starts off with Mr. Alderson. He went to Montana State University and studied accounting. His first job was at Arthur Anderson as an auditor, and he had a very lasting experience that he had while he was there. He was asked to take a final audit report to a partner to have it signed, and the partner pulled out a fountain pen with all the accessories and continued to sign the audit report and said to Mr. Alderson, "You just sensed that this ceremony meant that this was quality work." He said, "It just meant to me that if I ever signed anything as an accountant, it better be right." He always remembered that experience and took it with him to know that he always had to do quality work and that things had to be done right. After working for Arthur Anderson, he moved to Whitefish, Montana. He started his own business, accounting practice, and soon had a hospital client. There was a local hospital there. This hospital offered him a job as the finance officer, and he took it. After a few years, the hospital decided to look for a management company to help the hospital, and the hospital eventually um, narrowed it down to Quorum, which was a large hospital corporation to help manage the hospital. After a few months, Quorum had assumed management of the North Valley Hospital, and Mr. Alderson was meeting with a consultant to help him prepare the hospital's cost report. Then an administrator, Mr. Eater from Quorum, came to assist them, and he asked them to prepare two cost reports, one with the numbers that were more real and conservative, that were actuals, and another one that was highly inflated that would be submitted to the government. And they would submit this aggressive report to the government for reimbursement, and then wait 2 years. They would keep the money that they got, part of it, in a reserve account, and then after 2 years, which was the window that they could have an audit, if they didn't have an audit brought to them, then they would record that as revenue because then they couldn't be audited and couldn't get caught. Um, Mr. Alderson knew that this was fraudulent and refused to comply with the two reports and did not do it. After a few days, he was fired after that, and he had to move to another town to find another job, and was enraged over the whole situation. He knew he had to do something about it. So he soon learned about these cases, a lawsuit called a Qui Tom lawsuit, which allowed an individual to file a suit to the government, and the government could step in and take their place and sue the other party. And in this case, that would be the large hospital corporations. He did this, and after filing it properly and waiting a little bit, he heard back, and the government was very interested in investigating. And he soon found himself in the subpoenaed cost reports and digging into those day and night to try and figure out what he needed to do to um, catch these fraudulent mistakes. Well, not mistakes, these fraudulent acts. And he soon had to hire an expert to assist him in that research. And then he hired a lawyer that was a specialist in these special cases. And this helped move the lawsuit along with the government, which can be sometimes slow. And after nearly 6 years, the government unsealed the case, and Mr. Alderson was able to take down these hospital giants. It was truly incredible, and it shows how only one person can truly make a difference. The IMA has put out a statement of ethical professional practice, and this guide first recommends that employees try and resolve dilemmas internally and go to their manager, and if the manager is involved, go to management higher up. Mr. Alderson did not have the opportunity to do this because he was fired so quickly. He then next the guide guides you to um, consult attorneys, and if so, pursue a lawsuit after you have tried to call their helpline. He did this and pursued the lawsuit and was able to win. And I really applaud his bravery and courageous efforts to take down these giants, because they were doing these unlawful acts and someone had to do action. And I think it was great that he did this because ethical standards always need to be at the top priority of what we do.